Lights, camera, action.
Imagine reading a book with no page number, no sense of how far you have came, no sense of how far is left. Just a story, just the next sentence, just the page you're on. Something strange happens when you read that way. The anxiety disappears. The quiet background calculation that runs whole time you read in a normal book. How much is left? Am I making progress? Should it be farther by now? All of those stops. And what is left is the thing you actually came for. The experience itself. This episode is about that, because the way most people read a book is exactly the way most people live, consistently checking the page number. Let me explain what I mean. When you read a book with a page number, part of your attention is always on the measurement. You finish a chapter and you check page 100 of 300, then a third of the way. And in that moment, something subtle happens. You leave the story. You step out of the experience and into the assessment of the experience. How I am doing? How much is left? Am I where I should be? And every time you do that, you interrupt the thing that made the book worth reading. Now apply that to your life. Most people live with a consistent page number running. How old I am? Where I should be by now? How much time is left? How do I compare to where others are? Am I ahead? Am I behind? And that running calculation does the same thing to your life. That it does to a book. It pulls out of the experience and into the anxious assessment of it. You are no longer living the moment, you are measuring it. And the measurement never stops, because there is always another page number to check, another milestone to compare yourself against, another sense that you should be farther along. Let me tell you what happens when you put the page number down. Think about the last time you were so absorbed in something that you lost track of the time completely. You look it up and hours had passed and it felt like minutes. That state has a name. Psychologists call it flow, and it is one of the most consistent sources of genuine fulfillment that a human being have access to. And here is what is interesting about flow. It is impossible while you are checking the page number. Flow requires the complete absorption in the thing itself. The moment you step out to ask how I'm doing, the flow breaks. The two states can't coexist. You are either in the experience or you are measuring it. Never both at the same time. And the people who accomplish the most, the one who produces the best work, are almost always the ones who have learned to stay in the experience, who don't stop every 10 minutes to check how far they have come, who stay with the work until the work is done. Not watching the clock, not measuring the distance, just doing the next thing and the next, until suddenly they look up and it's finished. There is a reason that matters beyond productivity. The page number is where the anxiety lives, not the work, not experience, in the measurement of it. The writer who is writing is anxious. The writer who stops to calculate whether they have written enough, whether it's good enough, whether they are behind. That writer is anxious. The work didn't change. The measurement arrived. And the measurement brought the anxiety with it. This is why some of the most counted moments of a human life are the ones where you forget to measure. The conversation that went on for hours without anyone checking the time. The walk that aspirated you so completely that they disappeared. The walk where you stopped thinking about where you were going and just walked. In all of those moments, the page number was gone, and its absence was exactly what made them feel good. Now, I'm not saying never measure anything. Measurement has a place. You needed to navigate, you needed to plan, you needed to know whether the strategy is working. But measurement is a tool that you pick up when you need it and put it down when you don't. The problem isn't measurement. The problem is the measurement that never stops running. The page number that is always in the corner of your eye. The constant background calculation of whether your life is on schedule. That is the thing to put down. So here is what I want you to try. The next time you are doing something that actually matters to you, working on something, talking to someone, building something, living something, notice when your mind reach for the page number, notice the pull to check. How I'm doing? How much is left? Should I be further? And just for that moment, put it down. Stay in the story. Stay on the page you are on, because the book gets read either way. The page turn, whether you count them or not. The only question is whether you were actually there for the story, or whether you spent all time checking how close you were to the end. The best way to read a book is to forget it will end. The best way to live might not be so different.